Over the past few years, ultra short throw projectors have been making huge advancements in the world of home theater. Now, when you pair a UST projector with an ambient light rejecting or a ceiling light rejecting screen, it can provide a huge cinema experience, even in living rooms with a lot of ambient light. Most ultra short throw projectors provide between a 100-inch and a 120-inch image, but in today's video, we'll be looking at the new Aura 4K ultra short throw laser projector from XGIMI that can provide up to a massive 150-inch image. Now, although there are higher end and much more expensive UST projectors on the market today, I believe the XGIMI Aura UST is the best under $3,000 4K laser projector that I've reviewed here on this channel. Now, before we get into the review, if you're new to the channel and this is the first time that we're meeting, my name is Michael Stevens with Youthman Reviews. On this channel, I provide home theater tips, tours, as well as product reviews like this one. So if you're passionate about home theater, make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell to be notified of weekly videos. The Aura comes double boxed and well padded to protect the unit during shipping. Unboxing the Aura, you'll find the ultra short throw projector, frequently asked questions, warranty information, a user guide, a power cable, and a really slick aluminum remote control that I'll discuss a bit more later in this video. Setting up the Aura was straightforward and easy to do. Within the manual, XGIMI included a detailed chart to help with proper placement of the projector from the front wall and below the screen, depending on the size of your screen. Now, some previous UST projectors that I've reviewed did not include this information, which made it much more difficult to install. So I really appreciate XGIMI including that information, as it takes a lot of the guesswork out of the installation. Ultra short throw projectors simplify the installation because you do not have to run your HDMI cable through your attic. The Aura can be placed on an entertainment cabinet or a shelf and placed as close as 11.7 inches from the wall for a 120-inch screen and 17.3 inches from the wall for a 150-inch screen. The Aura has a clean design with a gray and black color scheme which matches the included remote. The front grille is black and conceals 2 tweeters and 2 woofers from Harman Kardon. The included speakers is similar to the performance of a soundbar, which is typical of every UST projector that I've reviewed. This is why I always recommend using external speakers, a subwoofer, and an AVR or processor to get a completely immersive Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, or Auro 3D experience. Now, if you're in the market for speakers, AVRs, or other components for your home theater, I've teamed up with Paducah Home Theater, so feel free to reach out to me for pricing down in the description below. The Aura comes with a really stylish remote that feels great in the hand and has some weight to it due to the aluminum chassis. On the rear of the unit, you'll find 3 HDMI 2.0 ports, USB ports, 3.5mm headphone jack, optical, LAN, and internal support for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, as well as the power connection on the bottom. On the side of the unit, you'll find a manual power button, and on the bottom, 4 adjustable feet to level the projector. Now, before we get into the actual setup, here are some of the specs for the XGIMI Aura. Once you have the Aura properly placed and boot up for the first time, it'll ask you to pair the remote, choose your language, continue through the standard Google setup, sign into your Wi-Fi, sign into your Google account, and there's an optional tutorial on how to adjust focus via the remote control and manual keystone correction using their 8-point adjustment. Once finished, you'll be at the Android home screen. Once you get the unit all set up, I found the boot time is incredibly fast, with the unit being ready to go in under 10 seconds. Now, as I mentioned, I really like this remote control, as it's not your typical plastic remote. It has weight and it feels great in the hand, and it has all the essential buttons you need to navigate the Aura. Pressing the power button gives options for powering down, restarting the unit, or turning off the display. Since boot up time is less than 10 seconds, having the display off option may not be necessary. The shortcuts button on the remote allows for quick access to closing your apps, 8-point keystone correction, 4 image presets, as well as custom options that allow you to manually tweak various image settings. And if you're connecting the Aura to an AVR, you'll want to use either the HGMI input on the back labeled ARC, which is the audio return channel, or the Toslink connection. Then you'll need to go into the shortcut setting, navigate down to the sound settings, then sound output, and change it from internal speaker to either SPDIF or ARC. For those interested, the Aura does have support for 3D content. Using the shortcuts button, you also have quick access to all settings at the bottom of the menu. Once inside all settings, you can change the name of the unit, which is helpful when casting or connecting it to another device. If you go down to projector settings and projector placement, you also have additional mounting options for ceiling and even a rear projection setup. The remote has a navigation wheel, buttons for volume, and the very bottom button toggles the focus wheel to be able to make micro adjustments to your focus very easily. Initially, the first thing I noticed was the image had a green tint to it, it was out of focus, and I needed to adjust the keystone slightly. Fortunately, the Aura offers an 8-point keystone adjustment to allow you to fine-tune the edges. Now, you always want to get the image as close to filling your screen as possible, as adjusting keystoning will digitally warp the image. You won't be able to adjust the keystone until after you have set up and logged into your Google account during the setup process. Another great feature of the Aura is that it has a focus wheel that can easily be accessed and adjusted from the remote with granular precision to ensure that it's always tack sharp. So the big question is, how does it look? After calibrating the projector using the Disney Wow calibration disc, the colors look more natural and lifelike. I preferred the warmth setting and made some minor adjustments to sharpness and contrast, but after the calibration, the image provided an incredible picture. If you aren't wanting to spend a lot of money hiring someone to professionally calibrate your system, I highly recommend purchasing maybe either the Spears & Munsell calibration disc or the Disney Wow disc to help you dial in the settings on your own. I'll share links to them down in the description below. Now, as expected, the Aura does not have the inky black levels that OLED TVs provide, but in my opinion, the massive immersiveness that you get from a 100-inch to a 150-inch display provides a much more enjoyable movie experience than having a smaller 75-inch or 85-inch OLED TV with deep blacks. Now, as you can see here, this room has a ton of ambient light coming from the 3 windows off to the right. With 2400 ANSI lumens and paired with an ambient light rejecting screen, I found even in a room with a huge amount of ambient light, the image was plenty bright enough for daytime watching. Now, as with any projector, the darker you can get your room, the more contrast and more saturation that you'll have in your colors. Here are some side-by-side comparisons of the XGIMI Aura with and without ambient light. Now some of you have asked, can you pair an ultra short throw projector with a normal screen? The simple answer is yes, if you have a light controlled room. Now just for fun, I temporarily set up the Aura in my theater room, which has an acoustic transparent screen. Now as you can see here, with the lights off, the image looks beautiful. But as soon as I turn on all of my lights, because I do not have an ALR screen, the image quickly becomes washed out and loses a lot of contrast in the image. But pair the Aura with an ALR or a CLR screen and you'll have no problem viewing it in a room with a lot of ambient light. When considering an ultra short throw projector for your setup, there are certainly a lot of great options on the market. I did prefer the brightness and image quality from Hisense's L9G Trichroma projector, but with it being $5,500, it's over twice the price of the XGIMI Aura. So for many consumers, that's really a difficult pill to swallow. Out of the many UST projectors that I've reviewed here on this channel, the XGIMI Aura offers the best value in that it provides a great 4K image up to 150 inches. It's bright enough in rooms with a lot of ambient light, and it's at a price point that won't break the bank. Although the Aura doesn't have the inky black levels of an OLED TV, I personally feel the immersive experience you get from a 100-inch to 150-inch image offers way more satisfaction than a smaller TV with deeper blacks. Now if you're a hardcore gamer and need HDMI 2.1 and 120 Hz refresh rate, this Aura likely isn't the best fit for you. But if you're a casual gamer like myself, it'll do just fine. Now if you currently have a TV and are looking to have that large cinema experience up to 150 inches, definitely consider the XGIMI Aura. I'll have a link to it down in the description below. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe because I've got more exciting videos in the works. And as always, you guys be blessed and we'll catch you in the next video.